Alright, hi everybody. This is Bonkai922. Holy shit. Coppelion. Yet again. Episode 2. Listen, I don't care who in God's name thinks this anime is bad, but I assure you, you are mistaken, my friend. You are definitely mistaken. This gets a 5 out of 5 yet again. I just saw the opening of it. Like, this show is freaking awesome. Like, it could do... I shouldn't say it could do no wrong because we've been down this road, kind of, with Attack on Titan. Yeah, but still, it was great anime. This show is fantastic. I was crying. Yeah. I was crying in this episode. I was crying while I was watching it. I was sad. Oh my god. But yeah, it was freaking unbelievably sad. This one was called Future, and this will probably, I'm gonna upload this probably after my live stream tonight, which everybody's King's gonna be in there, Zoro and Jotun and Irvin. Yes, Irvin. Yeah, Cloud9 would be in that as well. And European, everybody else. Okay, but this episode. Alright, let's get into it. Future, the episode was Future. And we leave off where we left off last week. Naruse, I believe her name is. Naruse and Aoi are looking for Teiko, and they find her. And unfortunately, the 3 characters that were introduced in this episode, I only know one of them. Remember their names for one. The other 2, they don't remember them. One of the girls' names that... One of 3 that were mentioned in this episode, Miku, who was a 9-year-old girl that goes missing. But in the beginning, we have this father of Miku. And she's holding Teiko with a gun to her head and shit. And it's like, holy shit. He's freaking out and shit, saying, find my daughter. Yeah. So what happened beforehand, we see blood tracks of the wolf. Ow! And he got shot in the leg. So Teiko deals with the guy who's holding her at gunpoint, flips him over, and then tends to the wolf's injuries. And she shoots her. Naruse shoots the guy, and apparently he's okay now. Because she gave him the old cure thing that cures everything, and he informs them that his girl is missing. His little girl, Miku. And he's basically asking them to find her. He's asking them to find her. And don't be fooled by this episode. This episode was fucking sad as all hell. I was like, what the hell, man? You're making me cry. Seriously, I was crying. I was like, wow, bona fide emotional stuff here. So, what's on happening? He leads them to his house. It's a hospital, but they inform also the vice principal of the situation, and we see him looking at this picture on the lockers of his family, his little girl and his wife. Oh my gosh, shit. So, at that same time, they go back, and we go to the hospital, and this guy apparently, they're living in the hospital downstairs. I was like, damn. It's him, his wife, and Miku. And he also informs them he put solar panels on the freaking roof. I was like, oh my god. That is insane. And that's where he's getting the energy from. And he also tells them that a truck would go by every week with food, and he just was informed, this is the last week. They got food. So they go downstairs, and they meet his wife, who is actually his second wife. And apparently also, we find out that his wife and him were in prison. Like, really? There's a prison north of from where they are, and they escaped that prison. I'm like, Jesus. This episode was so crazy. And they inform him that, and they're trying to find out where Miku is, and he informs them saying that, oh, she's 9 years old, and the thing is, she has the suit on to help you, breathe, getting contaminated with the air, but it doesn't. There's a possibility she won't last it very long. It won't last very long. So they decide to go out to get it, and Aoi stays behind with the wife, and they leave to go search for her. I'll talk about what happens with Naruse and Teiko when they're with the husband. But first I have to talk about this woman who was with Aoi, the mother, the stepmother of Miku. There's kind of like an interesting plot twist here in this episode. Aoi talks to the mother about what they are, they're Coppelions. And they talk about the story of Coppelius. I think that's how you say his name. Which I believe is French, from what it was, French or Italian. Saying that, it was a doctor who made dolls. It was Coppelia. I think that's Italian, so I don't know why they said French. But anyway, that's why they were created, based upon that tale. So we're living dolls, and she informs her, Aoi, the woman informs Aoi that, I went to jail. I was in prison because I killed my child. I'm like, what? Can you say that again? The crazy stuff didn't come out of my head very quickly. You killed your own child? And she's like saying she's an unfit mother. I would think so for Miku. And she was crying. I was like, oh shit, this is sad. So and she's hugging Aoi because she tells her, oh, I never had parents and everything. And I'm like, damn. So it gets pretty sad. Aoi kind of shrugs her off and goes to the bathroom. She comes out of the bathroom. She's not there. Okay, so then I'll tell you what happened with Naruse. Naruse and Teiko, they find out where she is, and apparently where she is, Miku, is so contaminated, can't even get in there with a suit. So the father has to stay behind. They go, and then they're informed. And as they go there, it's a racetrack. And it's all contaminated, it's all wore down. It was just like, this anime is, And they see a grave site on the racetrack. And they don't see her. So they're thinking, what's going on? They get a phone call from Aoi and saying that the mother left. She's not there anymore. They go back. They can't find the father. So everyone's like, what the hell's going on? So they find out where she is. They locate her eventually at the hotel. The hotel, mind you, that is leaning like this. So they have to go in there and find her and find out the situation. So Naruse goes in there while the other two don't. And they had to get out there quick because, they actually, I don't remember what happened. They located her via the dog, the wolf. Ow! He's got a really keen sense of smell, so he's able to find it. So Naruse goes in there, and they have to hurry because if the rain hits your suits, you're pretty much fucked. So she gets up there, gets to the floor, and we see Miku calls her auntie. She's right there with a gun and shit, and she's saying that she doesn't want anyone's help. Get the hell away. Go away. Go away. And she's saying all these mean things to Naruse. Naruse starts crying. I'm like, whoa. Sad stuff, man. Emotional. Really emotional. And then after that, there's like a standoff kind of. And then the Miku, she's like saying, Auntie, let her help us and save us, and so on and so forth. And just then, when that happens, the fucking building caves in. And just, I'm like, that had to be the most suspenseful part when building comes down, uh, Aoi and Teiko run for cover, and we see Naruse with holding on to the woman's hand, Miku's stepmother, and she's holding on, and then there was no sound at one point in that part. I was like, oh my god! That I thought that she let go. She let go of the mother's hand, but I thought the mother was still holding the child. She didn't have the child, and she tells her, "Oh, forget about me. Just save the little girl. Just save her." And that's what she does. And you just see Naruse crying like, "Oh man!" I was like, "Damn." Then after that, she rescues her, and she's crying. Everyone's sad that the mother died and everything. And they find out that the father isn't is alive still, but she because Miku was asking where her father is, and they see red smoke coming from the racetrack, and apparently, he's still there because he put up a red flare and all that stuff. So she goes and sees him and tries to save his life, and he says, "Leave me here." You see, the thing is, even if she saved that guy and the woman, they would have gone to prison because they broke out of prison. Unbelievable. And so she leaves her there, and she's like, "Why? And it was just so intense. I was crying my eyes out. I was like, damn. So she leaves him there. She goes, and he's just dying. And the whole mood of this anime is just bona fide. I just love this shit. She leaves him there, goes away, and Aoi's comforting Miku that she's gonna save your daddy. Miku, don't worry, you won't be alone. And they failed to save him, and then it was so goddamn sad. And then at the very end, Aoi informs Naruse that Miku says, "Arigato, thank you for saving me." It was so sad. So sad. So that's pretty much what happened. Overall, this was just, well, what a roller coaster of emotions in this episode. Very suspenseful. Man, I was totally floored. Totally fucking floored. So, great episode. It's episode 2, Future of Coppelion. Next week's is going to be called Hope. I think we're going to keep going in this fashion where they encounter different people who need to be saved until we get to a certain point, because I noticed there's a few characters that get introduced later on. 2 other females, I think that are just like these 3 girls. And they have fights or something. But I really don't know much about that. But yeah. But yeah, that's the story, people. Man, what an episode. 5 out of 5. I'm totally floored with this anime. And you know what? It's so hard to say what is the best of all, because there's just so many good ones. You got this, you got Tokyo Ravens, you got freaking Dawn Machine, you got fucking Kanata. There's too many good ones to say what was the best. It's so hard, it's so difficult to say. It's just unbelievable. But yeah, that's the story, people. Bankai 922. I need to go do my live stream now. Get away from talking of this show. This anime is so good. The episode was so sad, and yet in the end they saved the little girl. So I was like, okay. But it was just, too much. Too much emotional stuff going through. Just fantastic. And give it up for Gohan's. Unbelievable animation. Unbelievable animation. I will be writing of this show till the end of the season. I'm telling you right now. It's bona fide. It's bona fide. So yeah, that's the story. I'm Bankai 922. I'll see you guys later. Peace.